Hey guys and girls, welcome to this week's episode of the B.Invested Birchy podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Birch, and this is a show unraveling the truth to the facade of the 21st century. We're now exiting the matrix and waking up to motherfucking reality. Today, guys, viewer alert, I'm going to be talking about property and what is happening out there in my world and what I've been doing. So we're about a quarter of the way through the year. I did make a call that I'd go and buy 100 properties this year. I did make that call last year. I didn't buy 100 last year. I bought a few. Let's say a few, like, I don't know, maybe a dozen or so. But this year, I've started acquiring, but I haven't done my month. I actually think I'll just buy 100 properties in a month will probably be it. But I'm just tidying on a few last things, and I'll be ready, set, go very, very shortly to be able to make that happen. But in the back end, I've bought 11 properties so far this year. The properties, people ask me like, Birchy, what do you buy, right? And I used to get out there and take videos out at the properties and be like, hey guys, check out this little shit box I just bought for 200 grand, right? And look at this thing here. It's like 5 acres. It's, $2 million, whatever. But I just don't have time for that now. So let's just pretend that we're out at the properties and I'm, running you through some numbers and stuff like that. People think, okay, what are you buying today, Nathan Birch? Because, you've gone out and bought little shitters in Mount Druitt, you've gone and bought all the stuff on the Gold Coast, and you've gone and bought acreages, motels, all that. And a lot of people think that I just went and just bought only motels 5 years ago. I just saw an opportunity because all the motels were closed down, everyone's going broke in Corona. I'm like, that too shall pass, right? And that was an opportunity. So I picked up stuff really cheap whilst Corona was around. Corona's not around. I'm not buying that. It's not good value for me. So it's not something I'm doing. So what am I buying at the moment? I am very bullish on the fact of everything I've been saying to you folks for the last few years, or throughout every year that I've been doing videos. But for the last few years, I've been talking about buying those little shitters for 200 grand. Inflation is going to gobble everything up, right? Inflation is going to make debt irrelevant. Inflation is going to push up the cost of goods to buy properties. Inflation is going to push up your rents. Inflation is going to push up the labor that it costs to build a property. And I'm upset that I wasn't able to go and buy a lot of properties. I bought too many motels. I fucking bought like 50 million plus worth of, maybe, I don't even know, $75 million worth of motels in a very short period of time. And they squeezed me, right? Because I had to buy them cash and all different things. So I missed out on some of the opportunities that my clients were buying, like those little 200 grand ones and stuff. And it's almost impossible to buy properties for 200 grand today in 2025. And I wanted to go and just add an extra 100 to the list just for the fun of it. And so this year I bought some properties, and I was going to run through some of them. Made a little list of trying to keep a tally of what I've bought just before I started filming the podcast today. So I bought all these properties. There's 11. Out of the 11, 9 of them are under 200 grand. Most of them around the 150K mark. I bought 2 little shitters in Melbourne. They're only studio units. 165 times 2, rent for $400 a week, worth about 400 grand a piece, right? The CBD. The land value is worth more than that. Bought a unit in 2-bedder, brand new, or maybe brand new, maybe about 8 years old, newer style. Rent for $600 a week, 580, 600, something like that. I don't even know what the rent is on it. I paid 185 grand for that. It has some strata issues. It's one of those buildings which has an issue to it. With that property, there's probably 30 and maybe another 40 grand worth of strata issues that are attached to it. So I might have to pay a 70 grand special levy. Previous sales in the block have been around that 550, 600 grand. So, I got it cheap enough to make that speculation based on, special levies and stuff like that. So I took a punt on that. I bought in a bulk deal, mid-North Coast with my clients. They bought in the deal. I bought in the deal. So I buy the same stuff my clients do. I've got 3 offices that I bought. I'm not going to go into specifics of the pricings and locations and all that. The 3 offices were not necessarily just for an investment. They're just for parts of businesses that I'm building out, and they're attached more to my business life than my property portfolio. But let me say, one of them was 160 and one of them was $2 million, right? So they're in that range. They range in different prices. One was in the middle there somewhere. And those things there were secured very below market value. In some of these instances, I've attached different sort of structures. So I might do a podcast specifically just on different ways to buy properties, actually. But you can most people just go, you buy a property, that's it. But there's probably about another 20 different ways that you can buy a property. I'll just throw some ideas out there. Vendor finance, convertible leases. Convertible lease is really cool. Options, delayed settlements. They're just a few different things to do. But offices, commercial terms, really fun. I bought 4 sets of duplexes for $158,000 each, which rent out for like $350 each. They're little shitters in a capital city. They're very hard to get loans on these little things. But so there's 11 titles, 4 of them were duplexes, so that's maybe 11 plus 4, so 15 sets of tenants in there. So it's just a bit about what I've been doing this year. Each of those properties probably have 50, 80, 100 grand worth of equity in them from day one. No different than the stuff that I've been buying for my investors. I don't buy my investors studios, like maybe 1 out of 200 properties will be a studio because banks don't lend on them. I get the scraps when it comes to my properties. I reckon half of my portfolio is built up of rejected properties that my investors have been like, oh no, I don't see the value in that. I'm like, I'm going to fucking buy this thing and I'm going to come and make a video on it. I'm going to tell you how great this deal is in the future and then rub it in your face, right? And sometimes when I do videos out of the site at a property, like, oh, someone said no to this, but I bought it, right? It's just more for fun. But the stuff that I'm buying is very much in line with what my investors are buying. Those deals that I put on social media, on my Facebook page, my Instagram page, the B.Invested page, they're the same sort of deals that I'm buying for myself, for my investors. I'm very, very bullish on those little cheap entry points for a few reasons. The obvious is the inflation and the cost of building, but the risk is much more minimal with those things, and the cash flow is far much greater. And if I go back over 22 years of investing, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of properties that I've bought in my portfolio, I don't even sit here and count them and keep tabs of them anymore. I have to write a list of what I've bought. Just go, there's some stock, right? Let's throw it in the cupboard. I even down to the point I need to clear my life for another era of my life to go. And so when I buy properties now, I have serial numbers on the properties, so they just have serial numbers so they can be filed away in relevant entities and special purpose vehicles, so you know where the serial number relates to what sort of property and for what reason and how it fits into the serial number system. But now that's taken it to another level, right? Admin and processes and all that. But I'm very bullish, and I see very low risk in these things. If I look at all the properties I bought for the last 22 years, there's been great, tremendous buyers that have bought shopping centres, blocks of units, motels, large land holdings, little houses, little units. The stuff that's made me most successful, the things that have given me the least amount of headaches, the things that I've seen the maximum amount of growth and the maximum cash flow rental return on, the lowest repair cost on maintenance has been my little crappy properties for 200 grand sort of level that I've bought with strong cash flow and all that. So that's why I've decided this year predominantly, as I said, 11 properties there, 15 if you count them as individual properties, but I just count them as the titles. 3 of them are commercial and 8 of them are residential stuff. And the only reason I bought the commercial was because I'm going to do businesses that operate from those sites and those properties. And I'll probably add another 30 or 40 for different businesses over the course of the year. I play around with other little projects on the side of what I do. No, I'm not going to be setting up Chinese restaurants like my Chinese restaurant in Cairns. They're for other types of businesses, and you'll see in the future of what happens in there. I'll share that at a later date. But it's just a bit about what I'm buying. Even if it comes down to an office, I try to keep it in that sort of line of high value and good cash flow. If it wasn't me occupying the space, it would be someone else. And I need those metrics to sort of work. So, yeah, I'm doing the same thing as my investors are doing. It's 22 years in investing this year, and I haven't really strayed away, right? You don't see you've seen me in 2016, 17, and 18 seeing an opportunity talking about buying land and building houses. I don't build houses. It's not my investing game. It's not my strategy, so I don't do it. I'm sure there's people making money out there, but they're not sitting there with hundreds of millions of dollars worth of assets either. So yeah, I'll look at from my strategy, what is it? It's the same thing that I started with all those years ago. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you. I'll keep this one nice and short and sweet. If you want help on building your strategy and what works for you for your journey and want some help on that, that's where I specialize in. I run an investment firm, B.Invested, which we have a buyer's agency. I was one of Australia's first buyer's agencies to be in the market 16 years ago. I help people buy off market, below market, high grade investment property stock, cheap properties that can be $5 million, things that are $2 million, things that are 200 grand, 300 grand, properties where you're like, fuck, I never thought that was possible in this year to be able to buy that, where you'll find them from. And yeah, we're there before the party starts in these markets. So if you need help on that, reach out to us, 1300-367-925. admin at binvested.com.au. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like this video, want to see more of these sorts of things, smash up the like, leave your comments below, and we'll catch up soon. Have a great day. Bye for now.
Like Bilal said, man, we stuck in the matrix. This my advice, don't care if you take it.